Oh boy! Wow, what a week it has been since we last convened. Specifically, a week concerning the lack of Lavina last week because of was it illness that claimed you, or was it just?
I don't even remember.
She's busy on the short film stuff. I think
Yeah.
it something.
Oh yeah, totally.
Yeah, exhaustion.
I don't even remember. That's how bad I was booked.
It was exhaustion. So anyway, hello everybody.
And then Lavina trucked us out last weekend and dressed all in black in the sun in the middle
Then
of
didn't
August.
film
Oh,
like those scenes.
and not only that, dragged out all my, my chairs and my canopy and everything, and which
Hey, it helped a lot.
I know. I'm just joking with you.
We can get all the shots in one day. I'm thinking we can get them all in one day.
Yeah, and we
Yeah,
will get
but
the rest
I forgot
of we will get the
something.
rest of them.
I'm glad I didn't.
So we'll go
I
film
forgot
the rest
main
next
part.
Or next
I
next
forgot to
Saturday.
buy something
Sunday?
before I came, and I needed it for one of the parts.
Okay.
So it was kind of good that we did
Was it
it.
the flour?
No.
I remember you saying you had the flour.
Yeah.
I got a big bag of flour for a certain prop.
Yes.
But there's something else I forgot, which was candles.
I had smoke bombs.
That ain't gonna work.
Or to
We
make
need
it feel
lit
more explosive, right?
or pretend lit candles.
That's definitely
Oh,
what we're
those
doing
one
now.
of those. Okay. Well, so also, it's been almost a week since I couldn't stand up because
Oh, yeah.
my back.
Oh my God, I did it yesterday. Okay, let me tell you a story, okay?
Of a lovely lady.
All right, here we go. 2 a.m. Here I am. I'm hungry. Okay, I go in the
Angry.
kitchen. Yeah, I'm hungry. So I go. I'm gonna eat a bowl of cereal. So I get the bowl of cereal. Accidentally put the box in the refrigerator. Okay, I didn't mean to. But then I was like, oh shit, they don't belong there. Whenever I put the milk in there, or whenever I got the milk out. Then I put it on top of the refrigerator, and when I opened it up to put the milk back in, it like fell, and I jerked a certain way, and I couldn't move last night because I pulled a muscle in my back, just like you did, over a stupid box of cereal.
Well, for me, it
I was just
my
hungry.
sciatic nerve. It was my sciatic nerve at the base of my spine.
I
and
do not know what happened.
The punchline to the whole story, she did that cold sober, like straight up sober. Like I usually do that.
I was
stuff.
sober too.
I do that
was
stuff
just
when I've been
stupid.
drinking.
No,
and
I
like-
lifted a
she did
tire
that
over my head
sober.
that was way too heavy. I should have asked for help, but honestly, I needed it out of the back of my truck. So I was like, all right, get this thing.
Oh,
I'm never eating cereal
Was it
again.
on
though.
that podium? Were you trying to move that? Or
It was
something else?
actually, I already had the podium at that.
Oh. Did you bring that back with you?
Huh?
Did you bring that back with you?
Not yet. It'll be after this Sunday.
Okay.
After this Sunday, we are bringing it back, and
Take your time.
it's for fantasy football. My mom is trying to humor my stepdad by making it like the ultimate fantasy football extravaganza. They'll go up to the podium to be like, with the first pick of the fantasy draft of 2019, I select a life. I would like to have one. Goodbye. And yeah, that's pretty much what I'm gonna do. But my mom is begging me to scout for her, scout players and everything, and I'm just like, Mom, I don't pay attention to football as much as I used to.
Yeah.
I used to be a big football head. I mean, but ever since the NFL started instituting all of these, started hitting the panic button after the Ray Rice incident. Ray Rice was a very prominent running back who hit his wife in an elevator, and everyone who was even mentioned in the same breath as any kind of domestic violence banned for the season. And I'm like, how does that make any sense? Because Adrian Peterson, one of my favorite players of all time, he all of a sudden he's banned for the season. Why? They said that he was caught abusing his children. I'm like, wait, abusing his children? How? Is he still living with his children? Yes. Is he still living with his wife? Yeah. Then what's the problem?
It has nothing to do with football.
Yeah, exactly. It's image.
I say that
portray
on a lot of
this
stuff
image.
too, though.
There can be no blemishes on the shield. They took Sunday away from the church, and God damn it, they're keeping it.
You got to be no pun intended. You got to be a saint to play NFL. No, not
the
Saints.
Oh, when the Saints come marching in.
Just so you know, I don't care about Spider-Man.
Oh, that's fine.
Yep. The whole Spider-Man ordeal.
Like I keep seeing people
Blown
post
up
about it. I'm
all
like,
over, and
seriously, I don't care.
Okay,
I really don't.
okay. Onto
It's not amazing.
Onto that subject. Movie studios butting heads and getting in giant dick swinging competitions.
Over his gay ass dude that got bit by a spider. Come on.
Yeah, congratulations, Sony. Congratulations, Disney. You are officially now
Retarded.
well,
like,
I wouldn't
seriously.
go that far. I mean, they're not EA.
Yeah. EA.
The way I see
EA
that,
is
I mean,
pretty.
knowing the little that I do about it, what you're telling me.
Well, okay, so
Sony, like, you know, the way I say it is Sony is anal about anything anybody shows of their content. Like, they'll just fucking.
So my thing is why is he in the
Ban,
MCU
ban, ban,
anyways?
copyright
Why
and
was he in
everything.
the MCU?
because number one, they tried to relaunch Spider-Man after the success of the Sam Raimi Spider-Man films
Yeah.
in the early 2000s. Spider-Man 1 and 2, 3, laughable, but still very successful. They relaunched them with the Amazing Spider-Man series, which I thought was okay, but suffered from a lack of focus.
Yeah.
Which
They're kind of silly.
no,
I think they're
no,
too
well,
silly.
That's the point. It's a literal Spider-Man. What do you expect, Lavina?
Yeah, I
It's
just think
supposed
it's
to be
kind of
silly.
retarded. Yeah,
I mean,
but looking at different
Same
Spider-Man,
thing
like
with-
there's so
same
many
thing with Overwatch.
Spider-Man.
Overwatch is very silly, but I love the shit out of it.
Yeah, but it's like
I actually like
it's like taking like
Spider-Man.
you know how somebody can play Joker
Yeah,
Don't
that's
let
what-
me
and
ask
Batman,
him
but then they
I
change the
completely
Joker
accept
into
the
somebody
Amazing
else, and then
Yeah,
it's
I
not
do
the
too.
same
I do too.
anymore.
No,
I
it's
saw
not.
Tobey
It's
Maguire
different
once, but-
interpretation, but
That's wild.
I just don't like it.
no, I love it. You know
I
why?
hate it.
Because you get to see an actor's different. Okay, for instance, everyone said Jack Nicholson's Joker untouchable because A, played by Jack Nicholson, Hollywood legend. No one will ever do it better. All of a sudden, 2008 rolls around. Heath Ledger comes out and does the best Joker
Yes.
ever. I
Ever.
don't think it'll ever be
Ever,
touched.
ever.
But that being said, Joaquin Phoenix, I've seen what they're doing with his version of the Joker, and yes, I've heard in the comments section again and again how badly I butchered the lore and this and that. Hey, look, here's the thing. I didn't know anything about that damn movie in the first place, and everyone's just like, that's not the lore, though. You should look up the lore before you watch the trailer. Why? Why would I do that? Why would I pollute my first experience and first impression of it by reading a synopsis on fucking Wikipedia?
And this is for the
The new Joker movie coming out.
Is it a
you're
movie
saying-
or a show?
It's a movie.
Okay.
That's gross.
It's a movie. And it's going to have Joaquin Phoenix as a guy named Arthur Fleck, who is going to experience some sort of psychological breakdown and sort of become a menace to society. And he's going to do it dressed up as a clown. And a lot of people were very iffy about it, but after seeing the trailer and seeing Joaquin Phoenix's dedication to the character and the fact that Martin Scorsese is producing it, I can safely say I'm excited for it because it's a different interpretation. And that's the thing about the Joker. In the comics, there are officially 3 Jokers. There's the Mastermind, the prankster, and the one that was very popular, that's still very popular in the Bronze Age and the Modern Age, is the psychopath. The criminal mastermind is the one we had in the 30s, you know, during the heyday of Batman and all that. And then you had in the 30s and 40s, and then
that's like the already established Joker.
That's
basically the
Jack
psychopath
Nicholson's.
Joker.
That's Jack Nicholson's Joker. Jack Nicholson's Joker is the criminal mastermind,
Gotcha.
who's a little bit crazy. And then you have the prankster Joker, a.k.a. the Joker from the Batman live-action series with Adam West. Some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. And it went very well with the campy nature of it because that was during the Silver Age of comics, where comics had to be very clean in order to meet the Comics Code Authority, because the Comic Code Authority is pretty much what determined what got released and what didn't. Because they were very anal about that. You know,
Until
what
you
we
were
It's kind of like
allowed
a
to be
ESRB except for
comic books. Well, by the time the 70s and 80s rolled around, the Comic Code Authority started to fall out of favor, and a lot of different, more realistic and more like edgy stories started to come forward. You had artists like Alan Moore, Todd McFarlane. Yeah, exactly. You had the rejuvenation of Marvel Comics by Stan Lee coming back into the fold. And you had a whole heaping ton of new stories that could be told by removing the limitations that had been placed by the Comics Code Authority. And it gave a deeper appreciation for the ones that did push the boundaries way back in the day. And, yeah, it's just... and the one that we saw with Heath Ledger was the Bronze Age Joker, or the Modern Age Joker. The psychopath, with a little bit of being a criminal mastermind, however... he had no aspirations to be like rest on his laurels and stop being a criminal. He just loved creating and inciting madness.
Wait, they did the same thing on Crow, didn't they? The Crow?
Which one?
Because I remember he killed his, or somebody accidentally killed him on
He got
set,
shot by a
right?
blank.
Oh no, that was actually a gun, a prop gun that actually had loose shavings inside of its barrel.
Man,
where
that'd
the
be a
rifling would
rough
be.
way to go.
Well, yeah. Well, here's the thing: if it would have hit him pretty much anywhere else, he would have lived, because all it did was it pierced his skin and hit his aortic.
I bet the
valve.
other person felt so bad.
Oh, dude, the guy. Well, there was a wrongful death suit.
Did they? Yeah, I was about to say, did
Yeah,
they
there
get
was a wrongful
charged?
death suit that the Lee family opened up, and while they did find that the studio was at fault for not properly checking their guns, the person who fired the gun was not at fault. And,
I'd still feel bad, man.
That falls back on the safety coordinator.
well, and here's the thing about Heath Ledger's Joker. Heath Ledger's Joker, he didn't die from an onset incident. He
Mm-hmm.
died from taking too many sleeping pills. He overdosed on sleeping pills. Some say it was accidental.
I think
some
he
say-
actually got into the actual Joker's
Well,
feel, right? Didn't he
he's
start
a method
acting?
actor.
Yeah.
He was a method actor, and he loved to deep dive into characters, especially
Kind of
when
like
he
Jim
could see
Carrey.
his-
Jim Carrey is character
Well,
himself.
Jim Carrey. The thing with
I
Jim
love
Carrey
Jim
is he
Carrey,
brings
though.
his infectious energy to every character he plays. It's just like the Grinch. When he played the Grinch,
Yeah.
it was not the Grinch that we saw in the animated.
It's so weird. Have you seen him now? Like
Jim
he,
Carrey?
yeah, he doesn't
Yeah.
act the same.
No, he looks like
He
like a
doesn't act the
skeleton.
same.
He looks like a skeleton of Jim Carrey. I'm
He's
sorry.
like very proper and stuff now. He's like, well,
Well, yeah, he has a very inflated sense of himself. I'm not gonna say I don't like the guy. I still like Jim
oh,
Carrey.
I think
but-
he's made brilliant movies and stuff.
well,
Well,
okay.
acted.
The last one that I saw by Jim Carrey that I liked was Yes Man. That's it, and that was like 10 years ago. No, the last
Yeah,
good
that-
one
The
I
last
liked.
good one.
Yeah,
I
that's,
still think Ace
I haven't
Ventura
watched
is
a
the
Jim
best
Carrey
ones.
movie in a long time.
It's been a
Yes
while,
Man
too.
was the
Well,
last one.
Well, and I can respect him for wanting to be taken more seriously as an actor. I can respect that, but at the same time, when you're good at what you're good at, don't
Yeah, I wouldn't
insult.
change.
Because here's the thing.
But don't forget, he's got this new movie called Sonic coming out. It's going to be the best movie ever.
It's going to be literally the bomb. Actually, they've delayed the
It's got a
film.
bomb, all right.
They've delayed the film because they're going back and redoing the special
Oh, yeah.
effects.
They showed some of the clippings and everything of.
They're gonna have to redo
I'm
everything.
hoping that it looks as good as the screenshots that we've seen.
You already know the editors want to pay
here's the thing,
triple.
There's so many fake ones out there, you can't be sure if they're real. That's the thing. I mean, I
Yeah,
saw
I know.
I
That's
saw
true.
images the other day from the supposed new Justice League Dark movie that's coming out, and it showed like a dark Batman and the new John Constantine, played by Taron Egerton, and I'm like, wow, this actually looks really good. And then I look, and I'm like, film has not yet entered pre-production because they have not yet found a director. Also, they have not confirmed who the new Constantine is. So, this person who posted this picture was full of shit, and was just trying to fool people. You see, in the internet age, you have to treat literally every picture you see as, is this
You have to
Photoshop?
investigate everything, like
Yeah.
literally,
Well, a
like
statement
go
from
through
Vin
and
Diesel
research.
said that Riddick 4 is on the way.
Yeah,
So-
and well, the thing is, he's got so much money, he can do literally whatever he wants.
Yeah,
made
he's
so much
produced
money
the
off
last.
the last 3 or 4.
I
Fast
thought
and
it was
Furious.
Probably, yeah, I'm assuming the
Oh,
Triple X movie that they just did.
I
Oh,
don't-
that
I
the
don't
third
really
Triple
think-
X movie, good lord, that was laughing.
I'm good
That was
on
a
that.
bearable
I'm assuming
laugh.
he produced that one.
He did. And you know who can literally do anything they want to in Hollywood right now, and will not run into any issues and will make bank no matter what?
The Rock.
Exactly. The
Yeah.
Rock literally can do anything that he wants to. He can make
He did Skyscraper.
well, he did Skyscraper, yeah.
But I think that him and Kevin Hart
Actually, that wasn't a
together
bad
makes
movie. I
a
mean-
great team.
I think they're very funny together.
They are. I mean,
they-
they're
if they
just
could
best
get a-
friends in real life. So.
Well, they are really good friends, yeah.
Uh-huh.
And another thing about The Rock too is that he's just a big kid. Everyone that's around him says he's literally
But he's wise.
a very wise kid.
Very
Well, he's
wise.
very wise, but he knows when to have fun. He also knows how to have fun. And I also respect. Well, actually, I know the guy that actually makes his workout equipment. A guy actually at my wrestling school actually works for the company that made Dwayne The Rock Johnson's newest weightlifting equipment, and The Rock actually went on and like shouted them out. They were a little known company, and they sent him a sample thing, and he ordered a full set from them, like a full new like thing to build and everything. And Tim and his crew worked. They said at least 70 hours each. It was like 12 guys working around 70 hours around the clock just to get this thing perfect to give to The Rock, because they knew if The Rock liked it, he'd shout him out. Because guess what The Rock did on Instagram? He said, "Big shout out to such and such weight machine. This is the best new weight machine that I've ever worked out on." And Tim said that within a day of The Rock posting that, they had over 10,000 people follow them on Instagram, 5,000 people follow them on Twitter, and they got verified on both. It's just like, Jesus.
Oh, that's so good.
Well,
though.
no, it's
really good.
Well, influence is a big thing. It's just like here, like for instance, if Epic Rap Battles of History is see, I think they're subscribed to us, but they have been in the past. I know that. Yeah. It's just like Wildcat being subscribed to us. He's got over 7 million subs.
You listen to any band out there, and if I really like a band, like I really dig it, like Killswitch Engage, the first thing usually I want to know is what kind of amps are they using, what kind of guitars are they using, what are they using, and that influences that brand. So it's important to show those. Like every time I go see a show on stage, I'm looking for their amp. I'm like,
that's just like right now.
What are they using?
Right now, if people become fans of, if this podcast gets big and we maintain it with these cameras that we're using. For instance, we can just say, okay, this camera that we're using, the center camera, that is a Logitech Brio 4K. This camera over here, what's that one over there?
HMC 150, Panasonic.
Okay, Panasonic HMC 150. And this one over here, this is a Sony FS5 Mark II. Yep. And people will be enticed. And people will be enticed to buy them. That's how name branding works. And it's like the slow-mo guys, they use Phantom cameras, and they are ridiculously expensive. Yep. If they ever come out with one that's like standard,
less than $10,000.
Well, if they come out with one, say for instance, they come out with one that is about $1,000 to $2,000 and can do 3,000 frames per second. I'm buying that. I'm buying that instantly because that is just awesome. A $1,000 to $2,000 camera that can do 3,000 frames per second.
Yeah, my game getting nowhere near that. Do 1080p uncompressed quality raw at 220.
220.
Still really fast.
Oh yeah, that's good.
Stuff, but you can't see bullets.
No,
or projectiles.
Okay, so my question is: has anybody seen the new Lion King yet?
No.
No, I want to see it so bad.
Here's my reason for not seeing it. I am actually doing a self boycott on Disney's live action remakes.
Oh god, it's kind of, you already know. No. Nate is gonna watch The Little Mermaid when that comes out because it looks just like The Little Mermaid. I promise you, it looks just like it.
And it turns someone I know. Fuck that bitch. Fuck that. Nah. In all honesty, I don't care. I'm not going to watch any more remakes by Disney because Disney is literally resting on their laurels right now. It's like, well, we've made
billions
of dollars with the Avengers films. Guess what? We're just going to keep remaking all our old shit instead of coming out with something. Here's one thing about it. If y'all are so wanting to be so diverse and everything, how about you actually tell fairy tales from Africa or South America? I mean, you did with Ferdinand, or not Ferdinand, what was that one? The Book of Life. You did one on the Day of the Dead and all that. I mean, why not go and find new stories from all over?
I don't know, but if they came out with a live-action Pocahontas, I would be interested. I ain't gonna lie, Pocahontas.
Well, Pocahontas, I'd love to see.
Like real Indians and stuff. Like,
real natives and using them and.
Dude, that would be so pretty.
It would be, but at the same time, it would have to. And you see, there's room for improvement there. You see, the original Pocahontas had its issues, just like the original Mulan had its issues. And if the new one can improve on it and make things better, then okay. But it doesn't look like they're doing that. Instead, it looks like they're going Crouching Tiger, hidden Mulan. I'm sorry, but
I think my issue.
She's just a kick-ass person in it, honestly.
My issue with certain things like the Lion King remake is that the original, being a cartoon and stuff, is very stylized and stuff as far as how the things act. Whereas trying to readapt that into a live action, it's gonna look. Again, I am not seen it, just based on what I could assume. If it's supposed to look like a real lion or real animals and stuff, and they're going to behave like real animals, they're not going to have that same style that the two-dimensional cartoon is going to have. and so it's not going to be as enjoyable, I guess.
They can't emote the same way.
Well, I'm gonna tell you something
You're
right
not going to be
now.
able to see the
How
same
they're making
emotion.
movies now is for kids in today's world. You got to think.
Yeah, they're
Today's
making
kids
movies
do
less
not like
interesting.
cartoons that much anymore.
Yeah, they're making
they
movies
want
less
straight
interesting
up
for kids.
Yeah, but
making
it's
movies
what
a lot
they
less-
like.
it's
but it's changing. Always in history, where I mean, from history to now, everything keeps changing, and
eventually kids will
we are
get
used
tired
to
of it.
something, you know.
Eventually, kids will get sick of it. They'll
Well,
get sick of seeing
in
remakes
this-
of films that have much more superior versions.
Especially with the whole outrage culture thing, everything has to be cookie cutter, fit into this, perfect clean style. Don't break these rules here, and here and stuff.
I mean, it's not like we had
so-
freaking
Which my
cell phones,
response
laptops, and and freaking tablets when we was little. You know what I'm saying? It's different.
I
The
never
kids
had,
now are just totally
the first
different.
thing I had was
Yeah.
in high school. I got a flip phone.
Oh my
That's
God,
it.
yeah, Razor. I remember
I got
the
my- I got my
Razors.
first-
It was
I got
like
mine-
it was like
my
a
first flip phone
Motorola.
when I was
Razors were the
17.
crap, man.
It was like a basic Motorola flip phone. It wasn't anything special.
My
I always painted mine with nail
my
polish.
first one was like the Nokia brick.
Well, you was the guy. I was
Well,
the
no,
girl. It was all
I
glittery.
knew guys that like put stickers and like marker and everything. Me, I was just
That's so
like,
funny.
this thing's gonna be broken.
It's like 20 bucks,
Anyway,
yeah.
I'm
Yeah, I
gonna
was
have to
me.
buy another one.
I eventually got a Razor as a business phone for one of my jobs I was doing, and that thing would break every 6 months, man.
Yep.
It was just
Flimsy design, man.
yeah.
And then
But
there were the
that's the
Nokias.
learning of
The Nokias
technology.
Yeah,
lasted
that's-
forever.
That's what
They
that was
still
my
last.
first phone.
Oh, you talking about the big ones?
the bricks.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
man.
what I
yeah,
had.
They dropped one
those-
from space and it still worked.
That's what I
Are
had
you
in ninth
serious?
grade.
Yeah.
Was the
They literally dropped the fucker from space, and all they had to do was press it back together to get the battery back in, and it still worked.
Oh my God.
Like, holy shit! That's awesome.
That's what I had in ninth grade. Was like a Nokia brick. You could play Snake on the
Yeah,
screen.
that's about the limit that you could do, but dependable.
Yeah.
Dependable. That if I were going
And
out
it had
into the
that-
wilderness and I'm packing me a phone, I'm leaving this at my house and I'm switching my service over to a Nokia, a Nokia brick.
And it had
Just
that,
get a Nokia,
that oh
put
so
straight
catchy
tone on it.
ringtone. Do 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 do.
And then there was also one. It was dun, 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 dun. I remember that one. And I
What
remember
was
when,
the one on Jurassic Park? I think it
That was the
Jurassic
Nokia.
Park
That was the
3.
Nokia.
The one they found in the pile of dinosaur shit.
Yeah, it was the do 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 do.
actually, they heard it
was
coming
like
from
in
inside of
the
the-
T-Rex's teeth or some shit.
yeah, they found it literally inside, or it was inside of the. It was a
in the
Spinosaurus.
shit. Yeah.
It was the Spinosaurus, and they was just like, "Wait, here's the phone. Where's the phone? Get the phone!" And then they
And when they
confront-
find the phone,
They look behind them,
What is
and
that?
somehow
Big
this
time,
fucking
by Peter
30-ton dinosaur
What'd you just get?
has approached them
Subscribe?
stealthily,
Donation.
Oh,
making
donation.
no noise through the
it was
forest that
there the
just
whole
walks there.
time.
It changes
Yeah,
every
of
time I
course.
come.
And of course, that
Also,
movie.
half the fucking cast that are standing there are literally having to look at the direction of the dinosaur.
Well,
but whatever.
and also
Fuck it.
there was the stupid thing with the Spinosaurus killing the T-Rex. I'm like, Spinosauruses were never that big. They were never big enough to be a legit predator, to be a legit threat
I want a
to
dinosaur.
the T-Rex.
Jurassic Park is not really known.
No, I
for
know
its
it's 'cause-
realism.
and they actually make a pretty decent excuse in Jurassic World why the dinosaurs look the way they do and why they kept the design. It's like, you wanted entertainment. You wanted us to go from reptiles instead of birds. You didn't want them to have feathers. And I'm like, okay, that's actually a pretty decent excuse. But at the same time, it's just keep in mind, Jurassic Park, they did not know officially that dinosaurs had feathers. I mean, we still don't know if
Yeah,
dinosaurs
that's
100% had
understandable.
feathers.
But if you're gonna retcon anything, that's a legitimate thing to retcon. Then I mean, just
Yeah.
fucking
What are
give
you
them
doing?
fucking feathers. I mean,
Well, yeah,
Alright.
but it
also, the raptor is not the raptor, but
no, it's not. But what are you gonna do, man?
the raptor's like this fucking tall. It's basically a vicious chicken. And I think that the one they portrayed was like the Dionysus or something.
Yeah, the
Dionysus,
Dilophosaurus,
something like that.
or no,
It's diet
I
something.
don't know,
Yeah.
man. When it comes to my dinosaur knowledge,
When
Yeah.
it comes to paleontology, it's
I know a
It's
little
messy.
bit, like time periods, but
Oh, it's
I don't
okay.
I
'Cause
don't.
they got
There's
the-
a lot of species.
They
of
got
stuff
the
I don't
naming
know.
of it wrong too, because most of the dinosaurs they portray are from the Cretaceous period. So.
yeah. Cretaceous Park doesn't sound anywhere near as awesome. It's like head to.
I don't think anybody would have fucking cared.
Yeah.
Nobody knew what the fucking Jurassic era was before the movie came out. So, whatever.
I know. Years and years from now, they're gonna be talking about our age, like they was some dumb motherfuckers.
Dumbass people back then.
Yeah. Well,
I certainly hope they're
Look at
fucking
these
smarter
people.
than
They
us in
make
the
these
future.
things called like movies.
Gosh.
They're gonna be
why
like
don't they
projections.
why don't they just use the Lucid machine and make their own movie? Like dream it up.
That will be pretty cool when like we get to the level where we can just create movies by
What?
like.
Their cars had
this is
wheels?
my
What's
vision.
that?
Well, there's actually a machine that they have out now. I'm not officially sure what they call it, but they call it the E-Lucid, which is pretty much you can craft anything while you're asleep, and actually it has a video screen that can actually like show colors of different of where your mind is going.
But I mean, that's all subconscious though, right?
Well, yeah. Well, they can't officially show you what is in your head without something that goes into your vision center or something like that, which that's dangerous. The only thing you can do, like penetrating your vision center, you risk going blind. But if you figure out a way to send in a wave to pull that out, maybe. But
because everything moves on waves, like even on the atomic level, everything's got waves and bands. So we just got to be able to figure out a way to access it.
Well, number one, you have to isolate the band that's going to, and then pull it out, and then officially pull it out. You have to pull the vision out.
You need to have a way to convert the electrochemical process going on your brain into a digital one.
I mean, this isn't Inception where we all just like press a button on a machine and just next thing you know, we're all in a dream world where nothing makes sense and a train literally comes riding down the middle of Main Street
and the world folds.
Yeah, just Jesus. But it's a brilliant visuals.
Oh yeah,
I love Chris Nolan.
I actually love that movie.
Chris Nolan and his visual direction.
Christopher Nolan is awesome. A fucking awesome ass director.
Yeah, him and his cinematographer at the time, Wally Pfister, they created some amazing stuff. And it's like Chris Nolan again. He's he worked on Dunkirk, and I forget who his I think it's Hoyt van Hoyne. I forget his cinematographer's name now. I'm gonna look that up. I have to now. It's
for no, never mind. He didn't work with
Hoyt van Hoytema. That's his name. Hoyt van Hoytema.
Because I know the guy that the brothers that actually father, son, and brother.
Cronenweth.
Yeah.
John Cronenweth.
Blade Runner and.
Oh yeah, dude, John
Girl
Cronenweth
with the Dragon
was
tattoo and stuff like that. They have some amazing DPs
well, the Cronenweth family is synonymous with great cinematographers. I mean, that's why David Fincher, like for his go-to for the longest time was John Cronenweth, and then when John Cronenweth got sick,
his son
Jeff took over, and he was a cinematographer.
Actually, my instructor has worked side by side with the Cronenweth family on quite a bit of shoots, and
Jeff Cronenweth.
We used a lot of their.
Hey Nick, how many do we have in queue right now? 4? You want to go ahead and start watching them?
4 memes.
Yeah, so. Gosh. If you want to go ahead and start us out on some memes, go ahead. I have a feeling I know what some of them are, but go ahead.
Are you talking about the one for Dunkirk?
This first one.
Hoyt van Hoytema.
This first one is from Freelancer Dan, and it says, "Just for you, Nate."
Oh Lord. You gotta get tortured.
Oh no, I hope it's not the music. Oh gosh, it's another one.
Well, here's the thing. This doesn't bother me. This doesn't bother me because I don't know this song. No, I don't know this song, so it doesn't bother me.
Oh, joke's on you, freelancer.
Like something to play at the end of a Fast and Furious movie or some shit.
Now, if you really wanted to annoy the shit out of me, the ones where it's like chop suey every second and fourth beat are switched.
Yeah.
Oh, it's ugly.
Wake up.
No.
But it does like extra.
Instead it's... Wait, grab a shampoo. It's some of the funniest stuff.
Why do you put the ketchup on the table? I hate stuff that skips and stuff.
Watch your bone, kids. Do the monkey with me. Come on.
Now, if I had to listen to this for a long period of time, I would probably go nuts.
Well, okay. Here's the thing. I'm thinking about doing some old Mr. Beast challenges and doing the first to count to 1,000 in one sitting. Because he did the count to 1,000,000 in one sitting, and that to me is
That's a lot.
I mean, he's not the first to do stuff like that, but he did become very successful because of that. And you look at his channel now. I mean, hey, Mr. Beast, if you ever do see this, man, I love you. Would you come to a video with us? We can blow shit up.
Blow shit up, chop stuff up,
Yep.
take axes to shit.
Get one of those Elon Musk flamethrowers.
Yeah.
They
If he ever sells any more of those, I'm gonna try and get one. Yeah. This is not a flamethrower.
Because I know we've had a VFX guys that have come in here with like a flamethrower. Like I thought those things were illegal.
I mean, if you make your own flamethrower, I mean,
just fine.
Well, all you really got to do, if you really want to make your own flamethrower, all you really need to do.
Super Soaker 2000.
No.
With gasoline and a lighter duct
Super
tape at
Soaker
the
one.
end.
No, what you need is a metal. I think they said it was a metal insecticide dispenser, because they have metal insecticide dispensers that have no plastic in them.
Okay.
And because that's where the primary problem exists. Like if the tip of it is plastic, then the flame does not come from the tip itself, but from directly in front of it, and the flames can melt that tip and just put the kibosh on the whole thing. But what you need is one of those, and you need a bonnet on it. You need one of the like a metal. Some say aluminum. Some people put an aluminum bracer around the end of it. They put some wire up and they put it around, circle it around it, so that the blowback from the flames can't ignite the rest.
The tank.
Yeah.
I know a lot of the pyro safety people, like on stage and stuff. It's not gas. They don't actually use gas. No, they said that's never under any circumstances whatsoever.
Use
gasoline and fire just don't go together. It's not controllable. It's super dangerous. I mean,
no. They say lighter fluid's a good one. They also say certain propane, certain kinds of propane you can use with it.
Yeah, I don't know what they use or anything, but when I saw Rammstein, every single one of them's covered in this fire retardant gel.
Well, yeah,
and
they
stuff
have
like
to.
that. And then, they'll set themselves on fire on stage all the time, and it's just no big deal. They'll just hold it, and then next thing you know, somebody comes out and just sprays it, and it's like, peace.
Yeah.
I mean, getting engulfed in flames on stage, but you do it on purpose.
What's the next meme there, Nick?
This one is from someone you will probably guess immediately.
Dusk Dovahkiin.
Oh, yeah.
Hey, Dusk, I saw when you tried to throw this at Minnie. I saw it. I saw when you tried to do this.
What do you mean try? Did he reject it or something?
He skipped it because he's seen no memes so many times. I'm hoping he didn't skip my Ricardo one that I keep sending. Well, it's not a Ricardo. It's actually something else. It looks like a Ricardo, but it quite isn't. Da-da-da-da-da-da.
So, World of Warcraft Classic comes out in 26 days. Who did not play WoW back in Classic?
I didn't.
I played a little bit.
You didn't?
Not enough to really be considered an expert.
My
will.
totality of experience is the South Park episode.
Okay.
Making fun of it.
So
You're about to
this
get
is
parodying
everybody's
it.
chance to actually try.
Actually, no,
it,
everybody's
just like
starting
it
all
was when it
over
first came
again,
out.
so therefore.
I'm actually going to be playing it. It'll probably be on some of our streams.
Nice.
Well, then we can all
out free.
group up
Because
since we can get large groups.
no, it's not free. It's
Actually,
still 14 a month, just like or 14 a month.
Actually, I'm probably not going to use it, but through Battle.net, the app, I actually got a prize whenever I did a update to Overwatch. I'm not sure why, but it turns out it was a level 100 boost in WoW Classic.
World of Warcraft? Oh,
Yeah.
wow. Oh,
It's not classic.
Yeah,
Or
it's a
WoW,
Warcraft
WoW,
Classic,
in WoW,
yeah.
sorry.
Original version.
In WoW, sorry.
But yeah, that's actually really good. I mean, that's if you
Yeah,
ever
'cause-
decide to start playing, that's pretty cool.
It
WoW,
gets you up to Legion.
yeah.
So that gets you to the part where it's actually fun.
But what's really cool about this is, I think of back, oh man, we're going back to classic. Oh, it's going to be kind of raw. The graphics were kind of old and stuff like that. But I forget, there's a lot of people that didn't get a chance to play WoW back when it was at its prime. And so
All right, boys,
people
let's do
can
it.
It
go back.
also plays a lot differently than it does nowadays.
Leroy
There's a lot of hidden
Jenkins.
mechanics and stuff you can go learn to make it more fun to play each class.
Oh my God! It
The
just ran in.
hunters have a timer bar actually that you can download as an add-on, and it allows you to shoot all of your ability shots in between your auto attack shots, and learning that timing makes you do the highest
Basically makes you a
DPS
god in
can.
PvP.
And like, I didn't know until I tried a private server with my buddy just to see if I still wanted to play classic. But casters with their wands, you can actually wand and then auto attack with your melee weapon in between, so you can cycle those back and forth to kill stuff faster. I was like, I didn't even know that when I played the original vanilla.
Yeah, I didn't play caster in vanilla. I was always a rogue.
Drink that.
But yeah, I'm really excited. I'm going to be playing. If anybody asks what realm I'm going to be on, or me and my friends are going to be on, we're going to be on Grobulus. It's an RP PvP server. And a lot of people's like, oh no, you have to be bound to doing RP stuff. So it means you pretty much have to have a realistic name. You can't have, Spiky John's 68 on there. Won't let you do it.
So no Dark Goddess.
I'm already bound.
Yeah,
to
I can be
play
Dark
all the
Goddess.
stuff
Yeah,
with
well, there are
my
certain names like that.
so
I mean, it just depends. Most of the stuff is available on there.
we're gonna
It'd be
on
Dark
a
Gothis.
Regular PvP server on Alliance side. They've already
Or you
decided
could
I
do
can look
Lavina
at
the
it.
Dark Goddess.
Is that's where the Leroy Jenkins
Lavina
thing
the
came
Dark.
from, right?
Yes. But it's another thing is like
Goddess Lavina.
another benefit to RP is the people on RP servers typically take the game kind of seriously. So you have a stronger community in there, people that actually help each other out and play
That's
the game and
good.
take it seriously.
That's good.
Seems a lot of the other ones have turned
Ladiva.
toxic.
Ladiva.
And there's no LFR or LFG, so you actually have to go out and make real friends, socialize, and get together groups. Makes a big
Yeah.
difference because people just like to cuss each other out on the LFR or looking for retards, as I call it.
That's when I get on. That's when I stream and be like, "Hey guys, who wants to play?"
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden you just hear, "Shut the fuck up, you."
Oh, wait a minute! You're not. I'm level 438. I'm sorry, you can't do this dungeon.
I had mostly bad experiences with RP servers, so I kind of stay away from them.
Yeah.
There's a lot of people that only make characters to go to like 20 or 30 on there, and they're the kind of people that like to go over to other zones and grief people if you're playing RPG.
Oh,
Yeah, well, you can
Yeah.
get kicked for a lot of stuff in RP servers. Like, if it's basically like screwing up a lot of shit or getting on there and just talk. Like, for example, if you get in there and start talking politics and general chat, you'll get banned from that server because it's not part of the game. It's not part of the immersion. So.
Actually, I saw something the other day. It's pretty much 4chan personified. It was this guy. It was on a random like I think it was not chat roulette. It was one of those where you click a button, you get another random stranger across the internet, like Omegle or something like that. Anyway, it was these girls. They were sitting there and they were talking. It's just like, so where are you from? And he was just like, I'm from Kekistan. Like literally, it's how he talked. I'm not making this up. He's like, I'm from Kekistan. It's like, where's Kekistan at? He's like, it's inside Keemstar's asshole. 9/11 wasn't inside you. And he starts taking off his shirt and just say, the Jews did it all. And I'm like,
Well, that escalated quick.
wow, that is a guy with no chill. That is a guy who is. He probably lives on 4chan and would willingly kill himself for the glory of Anon. I mean, I'm just saying. I mean, I don't condone that. That's not. Why would you kill yourself for the glory of Anon, a group of people who will never really know who you are?
Rip.
So, just something that's pretty cool the other day. So, you
Is that
guys know
okay
when
to
Varian Wern died in World of
Is that okay to
Warcraft,
put
he
in?
went out
go
like
ahead.
a
Okay,
champ.
I just make sure.
Well, in some of the RP PvP servers, they actually put on a funeral for him in the game.
Oh,
And they've also put on funerals in the game for real people, like celebrities that have died and stuff like that.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
they do a lot of these really cool communities and events and stuff. It's just, I don't know, something. It's something that I think a lot of people want to get into and play, but you shouldn't have bad experiences because it usually only takes a handful of people just to, piss off everybody, Just get in there and jumping around. But, I mean, there was literally like 180 people in formation marching on the game all the way up to the funeral and stuff. And, like, the spokesperson saying the words and everything. And, like, everybody was stopped. Everybody stopped as they got through. There wasn't people jumping around in between and everything like that. That was just dude, that's...
Did it say...
That's awesome.
That's
push
organization
F to
right
pay
there.
respects?
No, it did not. I don't think it did.
Man.
But, I mean, yeah, that stuff is pretty cool. So, another thing is... finally got the stream machine up and running, so Lavina will start her streaming here very soon.
Woo! Yay!
So if you want to watch her play some Overwatch,
If you want to add me on Twitch, it's Dark Goddess
You
13.
should start Mixer, because honestly, everyone's saying
Whether-
Twitch is dying now.
Really? Well,
Yeah,
still add
Mixer
or
is
still
probably
follow
best.
me on Twitch.
Well, yeah, for now, if you want to do Twitch, go ahead. I mean, it's fine. But Mixer is eventually, I think a lot of
What
people
the
think
heck is Mixer anyways? I've
Mixer is
not
pretty
heard
much
of
the
this
live
thing.
Microsoft
streaming
thing,
platform
right?
that was started by Microsoft. It was purchased by Microsoft. It was originally called
Microsoft.
Beam, but now Microsoft owns it and they reformatted it to Mixer, and they have a fish at their layout is a lot more simple. It's a lot more efficient, and
There's less delay between stream and chat.
there's a lot less delay. Oh, and also
Quality's higher,
and-
and chat is quicker too. Like when you type something, it doesn't feel clunky like it does in Twitch.
and not only that, but also
The
their
only bad thing I've
policies.
seen about it is it looks like you kind of have to refresh your page, at least when watching in Chrome occasionally, because it'll start to lag on their stream for some reason. It'll start to buffer. If
I'm not
you
sure.
refresh, it usually fixes.
But overall, Mixer has, well, I'm pretty sure they paid him a lot of money, but Ninja has officially left Twitch and has now gone over to Mixer.
I
And
heard
Twitch
about that.
and Twitch did the
It's got
worst.
10 million downloads. God.
Yeah, and Twitch did the worst possible thing they could have done. They pulled a pity party and they unverified Ninja and they pulled down a lot of
They
his.
started advertising their other partnered streamers on Ninja's channel.
Yeah,
Didn't
Wow.
I saw something on
Including one that was
BBC
a
like
porn
yeah,
channel.
porn video
Yeah.
got put in his top videos. Some
Yeah.
shit like that.
and here's the thing: Ninja has, as much as I dislike Fortnite, I respect Ninja in certain ways. I respect him enough in the fact that he doesn't he's just trying to do what he thinks is best. And which, hey, if you're making that money, make your paper, boo boo. I don't really care.
Cat Williams.
Haha, you got that reference.
that.
You're the first person that's called out what that's from, and I'm like, thank you so much. But a lot of people have shit on Ninja throughout the years, in which I think the shitting on Ninja train was a lot like the Overwatch is dead train. Is that there's still people out there who say it, but
Oh yeah, I've met a lot of people. It's like, oh, Overwatch is dead. I'm like, dude, have you played that shit lately? Like, there's more people playing it than it feels like I've ever seen.
I think that your Overwatch did a video recently called "Overwatch is Dead is Dead."
yeah, I remember you telling me about that.
Basically, he was just talking about how nobody can really proclaim the game as dead whenever this update is basically Overwatch 2.0 and it's getting completely revitalized.
Yeah, I don't know how many players is actively playing Overwatch on just PC. I mean, because I just play on PC.
Well, I've seen that some of the higher profile people who were playing, like Tim the Tatman and a few others, they're coming back.
I know Seagull.
Shroud is
Yeah,
playing it.
Shroud's playing it too.
I know Seagull's back.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tournaments, there's more tournaments now. I mean, we get newsletters from our school at Full Sail University out talking about, like, esports and Overwatch teams. And
Yeah.
they've got, like, promotions for school teams. They're even starting high school esports teams. I mean, it's going to get, it's
Well-
already big, but it's getting bigger. Esports is on the rise.
Yeah, I'd like for that to be a thing, but I'm not sure because mainstream media isn't taking it seriously. That kid won $3 million. $3 million. That's a basic bench warmer contract in the NBA,
Yeah.
and he won it playing Fortnite.
Yeah.
And
Playing a game.
Mainstream media doesn't really have to take it seriously because mainstream media has never taken video games in general seriously. Look how fucking big of an industry video games are.
Except except when they cause mass shootings.
Well, that's where that's where G4 Tech G4 Tech
Like I
TV
said,
fucked
mass
up.
media doesn't take video games seriously because they say stupid shit like they call us mass shooting.
When Tech TV turned into G4 Tech TV,
Yeah.
it was the number one thing I watched all the time, all day long. Just video games, the trailers, X-Play.
Oh, yeah.
You
Oh, dude,
had,
X-Play with Adam Sessler and Morgan Webb, Attack of the Show.
G-Spot. We had video game reviews, cheat code stuff.
Yeah, I remember
and it was
that.
awesome entertainment. I was like, why isn't there more of this? And then cops, cheaters. And it's like, what happened? Like, why did that?
They tried to go more mainstream and stop being so niche because
And that's where they fucked up.
Because the corporate overlords were just like, you know what? We're not our top end isn't going up as much as I want to. Can we start programming stuff that'll appeal to more people? You know, like cheaters and cops and doing reruns of shows that nobody watches, and it's effectively the same downfall that.
All right, here's one for you. TV is dead. There we go.
TV
cable
is
television
dead.
is
TV
just
for the most part is dead.
Yeah.
In truth, what G4 should have done, the very moment the internet came into play and started becoming more of a thing, they needed to start their own platform that effectively had the same reviews that you saw on X-Play, but posted, say, a day later or something like that, or posted something, or if the cheat codes, they could have cheat codes highlights where it's like if you want to go to a certain game, click that, boom, you're on the page, and there are all the cheat codes. And then, and same thing with and they could do like community stuff where people could submit weird glitches in the community and then post that on YouTube. If they would have done that at the beginning, they would have taken off with that because G4 was a very well-known name back in the day.
Yeah, I mean,
they
that's
were
all I watched
they
on
were
there besides like Cartoon Network and Toonami.
Yeah, they were it when it came to video games on TV.
Yeah, I remember watching E3 2004 with Carmen Electra, Dave Navarra, and when the announcement of the Xbox 360. You know, it was
I remember that.
Halo 2. I mean, it was just like.
Holy
There's a lot of big shit going on that year. San Andreas, Grand Theft Auto San Andreas.
Yeah, and then, the Gears of War, when Gears of War dropped, dude, the coverage on it from X-Play and Attack of the Show was awesome. Also, Attack of the Show, because they all didn't just talk about video games either, they also talked about nerdy stuff like anime. Go ahead. They talked about anime, they talked about a bunch of weird stuff. Like the niche stuff that gamers and people like us were into. And you see, and that group has done nothing but grow. Mm-hmm. But they've spidered out to all these different platforms now because now you've got Reddit, you've got 4chan, you've got Tumblr, you've got all these platforms that people go to, and it could have all been on G4. G4 could have started their forums, and they could have done stuff and effectively taken over the internet for gamers, and it's sad to think.
Yeah, it's really sad as it's kind of gone. It's like
the glory days are gone, man. I remember when Adam Sessler left G4 after he found out that they were going to be cutting back on productions for X-Play. Dude, you remember when X-Play was just them out on arcade floors talking about video games and stuff? It's just like, because we are here in the Reseda Mall at the arcade, and we are here, and we're talking to people about games.
Yeah, they were excited about it too. I mean,
they were.
Awesome. I think shortly after that, Adam Sessler, he started doing a few of his own reviews, including he did one on The Last of Us. Yes. And it was an hour long, just in-depth, just him and the game review.
He went to SourceFed, or not SourceFed, he went to Nerd Cubed. He went to Nerd Cubed, and dude, I remember watching his review on Grand Theft Auto 5. It was like 40 minutes long, and he was talking comprehensively about the characters, the world, and just how in-depth he went with it.
Oh, yeah, he goes pretty deep when it comes to games and stuff, and it's like, man, I wish X-Play would kind of just get a revival, you know?
I wish that too, but Morgan Webb, she's moved on to other things. I think she's actually out of the spotlight. She's okay with that. And Adam Sessler said that he's trying to get away from video games for a little bit because they're starting to grind on him a little bit.
They can. Video games can do that, too.
Yeah.
I know I have a few friends that's all they do is play games. When I say all they do, it's
literally all they do.
So, like, they get a little bit unsatisfied with a lot of stuff. Like, oh, this is kind of cool. Sure. Yeah, whatever. And then they just kind of... They keep reaching out for the next best thing, but what it is, they get so burnt out on stuff like that. You're so used to looking at. If you step away from them for a while, do other things, and come back to them, you'll appreciate them a lot more. It's I don't know.
My thing is I play a lot, but I try to play a wide variety of stuff.
Yeah.
Like I try not to be playing like all competitive multiplayer games at one time. Like I try to do like an action RPG and then
Yeah, that's kind of me. I switch between WoW, StarCraft, Overwatch, and sometimes a little bit of
Let
Halo.
this be a lesson to you, kids. Stop playing Fortnite so much. Play other
Play
shit
other
too.
stuff.
I am
Play
thinking
other
of playing
stuff.
some more Star Wars Empire War.
I ain't gonna lie, I downloaded it
Maybe try
and
some
I
of the
couldn't
mods
figure it
they got.
out, and I quit.
That's fine. Well, you've got Overwatch, so you're
Yeah,
good.
that's true.
Oh, by
But
the
yeah,
way,
I already made a
one-
mixer.
There you go. Hey, good on
It's
you.
Dark Goddess 1992, by the way.
Yeah. So for me, I personally, when it comes to Overwatch, last night I got my first team victory as what's his new
Sigma?
character? Sigma.
Is that when I seen you on?
Probably. Because I got on there and I was like, okay, I'm figuring Sigma out because I figured out how his orbs work and I figured out how his boulder throw works.
Yeah.
And dude, there was a point I was just like, okay, so I've got to get my barrier just right on this.
Mm-hmm.
So we were on Watchpoint Gibraltar and everyone was posted on that
The
top level,
the top part on defense.
yeah, on defense, and I threw my barrier up there and blocked all of them.
Oh,
And-
just keep on pushing that cart. Like
yeah, and we were just like, bye guys.
Keep
And
on
we got
going.
under there. As soon as we got under there, our McCree walked into the door, and as soon as he walked into the door, their Sigma, they had a Sigma, threw the boulder at him and killed him, and his body came flying out the door. And I'm just like,
Oh, no.
I'm like, holy shit! I was like the Tourette's guy.
Right now,
Like-
he's like the king of team carries, kind of like how Doomfist was. You ever go against a really good Doomfist and he
Yeah.
just destroys the whole team? That's how the Sigmas are
Well,
doing
dude,
too.
I went up against a Doomfist last night as Sigma, and I've actually done some research on how a Sigma can fight a Doomfist, and I looked at the orbs are one thing, and whenever he's at the distance, if you see him charging, prep your boulder. Boulder, and then knock him off, and then hit him with more orbs.
Yeah,
and
'cause
then whenever he does,
Doomfist can die pretty quick.
well,
I mean,
and
doesn't
then
have that
whenever
much
he
health.
starts to do the shotgun blast at you, void. You do the void, and you
Oh,
gather
you
up.
eat all 'em all?
Yeah, you eat them all, and then you get the shield from that, and then you can pretty much tank through and kill him the rest of the way, unless he has a healer with him. Which thankfully he overextended. And by the time he tried to jet out again, I had my boulder back, and he was up on top of our payload, and I threw the boulder at him and killed him. And he
I
went
played with
flying.
her earlier. Me, my friend Justin, and my brother played with her earlier, and when she was healing, we didn't die once. It was just like heals the whole team. It was just like, damn, are we ever gonna die?
Well, you see, and that's what the new roll lock is bringing to the table. It's bringing team stability. It's bringing it to where people can't just. It's like we're losing the game. I'm just going to switch over to DPS now. And it's just, for instance, I saw someone do this on my team last night, and he was in chat, and I was just like, wait, why'd you switch off of Mercy? Why'd you go Brig? He's like, I just want to get in the action, man. I'm like, Brig can't get in the action anymore, man. Her shield is shit now.
She has 200 shield. That thing breaks in like 2 shots.
Yeah, and I'm like, get back.
But she is very powerful now.
Well, she is very powerful.
She
now,
is
but
very
this guy
powerful.
sucked as her. This guy sucked. I mean, we didn't have a main.
Well, that
healer.
makes a difference.
Well, see,
like somebody that
I'm
actually
like
is
that
good with
Brigida.
her.
I play like an attack Brigida. I get right in there and start whooping ass, and I figured, oh, you don't have to do that no more. Like, you will die if you do that. You have to stay in the back like the other healers and just pop your heals off.
Yeah, well, where she's got 3 heal tanks now, where she can like throw out 3 heals. Like, yeah,
But
that's awesome.
she needs to stay back with the healers anyway. That way she can stun the
Stun the Genjis
yeah,
that come back there.
the
and
Genjis,
the McCrees.
McCrees, the
You know what game I need to start playing again? Outlast.
Outlast.
Reapers.
Outlast. is a good one.
Yes.
Also, we need to
Freaking
get,
creepy.
we need to
Fuck
get you on
Reaper.
Resident Evil 7.
Yep, for sure.
Because we'll get.
It's on Steam, right?
Yeah, it's on
Okay,
Steam.
cool.
And we need to get you over and you play it on my PC because I
Which
think
one
you'll
is
love
it? The second one or fourth?
Which one?
7?
Or
Resident Evil 7.
seven. Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
Sorry, I'm yawning here.
I just
Got,
saw a number and
more
I just
memes there?
like popped
Yeah,
up.
we
I was
have,
like,
more memes there, Nick. All right, cue them up.
Alright, this one's Freelancer Dan. Says Miles in the Cloud.
Ooh. When it's backwards compatible.
And I
Quit
would.
practicing your moonwalk.
Uh-oh.
Let's go up the stairs. Shimona. Scary. Go Shimona. How did that get on fire? There's nothing else on fire leading to it. It's just on fire. Okay, so
This must be from
Since you
Alien
said that
Isolation.
Michael Jackson's
Yeah.
version was terrifying. Yeah. The alien is Michael Jackson. Moonwalker isolation. Yeah, you hear him in the vents and you just hear a
Oh my god.
whenever he sees you, it plays Thriller. What would the face of yours be? Just his hat. Just his fedora. Or his hat, yeah. Coming towards you. No, it's his glove. It's his glove. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, the glow. The sparkling glove.
Jesus.
That would be the most hilarious mod ever.
Somebody please make that mod.
Playing Alien Isolation, except he doesn't. It's not scary at all. He just like goes around and goes.
Michael Jackson crawling on the ceiling on all floors. That's horrifying.
Piggy boongas.
Ignorant. And a smaller Michael Jackson head comes out of his head. I guess you can do it.
That was actually
Anyway, if
great.
you enjoyed that video, make sure you hit the bell for notifications for whenever a new video comes up. And there's also a Rooster Teeth animation channel.
I need to get back to watching
Sure
some
thing,
more
Kyle
Rooster
Taylor.
Teeth stuff.
Sure thing, Kyle.
Kind of got into a lull watching some other stuff, but I need to catch up on a lot of the backwards compatible.
I have a game I want to. Oh my god. Here we go.
Just remember what they did in
Who
Bad
did it?
Boys 2. Woosa.
Nick, tell on him.
Woosa.
We need your expertise monk skills, Nick.
What?
We need your monk skills.
What are you talking about?
I'm the one that went out
I
to
can't
China.
do it. There we go. It's not helping me meditate. Damn it, it's not working.
It's the brown noise. Makes you shit your pants.
This hurts so bad.
I think,
The
I
song,
swear,
or
it's
you
giving me a
trying to
headache
sit
in my right
crisscross
eye.
in this fucking chair. 'Cause that didn't look comfortable at all.
Alright, this is disgusting.
Like a
You
legend
stop
of
it.
Korra when what's the airbenders name?
I can't.
Which one?
The airbender in
Tenzin?
wasn't Tenzin. And he's like he just opens up one eye, he's like
What are you doing?
he's just like
Oh, when will it end?
Looks
Oh.
like it goes on for a lot longer than 90 seconds.
yeah. It goes on for eternity.
Oh, there's probably some like 10-hour compilation of that
Oh,
somewhere.
God.
in
Oh
the
yeah, except
YouTube
Nintendo will
space.
strike it down.
Uh.
Because that's what Nintendo did last week. They went after all those channels that were doing that. All of them.
Thank you.
No, not that. No, it was the 10-hour ones that actually had good music. It was like 10 hours of the Mario Athletic theme or Super Mario
So,
World Bowser.
I want to play a game. I want to not on this episode. But I want to take my phone and play a lot of video game soundtracks, a lot of video game songs, and have everybody try to guess what it is. But it has to be an episode that you don't mind getting demonetized.
Hey, if you want to ever do that on my Twitch, you can do that. That's
That would be really cool. 'Cause I like
I don't
it.
care if they get my Twitch monetized.
Yeah, because it'll definitely get demonetized as soon as you start playing.
Twitch just mutes you blind after the fact.
I like to see who in the audience can, or who of us can guess
Next
the first
meme.
tracks. I'm pretty good at that stuff.
This is from Sun Wukong. It says T-Power.
Sun Wukong.
Sun Wukong.
What are you doing out of Ruby?
Hiya, Mr. T.
Hiya, Susie.
Johnny Bravo. That was my, oh God.
Damn.
That was my little girl crush, okay? I was like...
Johnny Bravo?
Yes! I was
Really?
like 7 years old and I was like, oh my gosh, Johnny Bravo is so hot.
Oh, my.
I said, look here, baby. I'm Johnny Bravo.
I have a birthmark. I have a birthmark that looks just like his hair, like in his head. So it's so funny.
Hey, though, baby.
I believe
I got a birthmark too. I got a birthmark too. It looks like
It's
the state of New
Johnny
Jersey.
I believe
no
the
wonder. No wonder I hate New Jersey. There it is.
I love Johnny Bravo.
I believe they just
He
call
reminds
Johnny
me of
Bravo.
Elvis. Elvis was one of my true loves too. Too bad he got
I can see
fat.
the connection.
Today, I think these days, I think they just call Johnny Bravo toxic masculinity.
What?
Johnny Bravo.
Oh, yeah. I believe in that. Yeah. Yeah, anyone who said Johnny Bravo's toxic masculinity obviously has never watched the show and seen just how much of a loser he is.
Yeah, dude, that's like the whole joke to it.
Yeah.
The whole joke is he's overly
It's not
obsessed
supposed
with
to be a
stuff.
fucking role model.
That's the joke!
That's like people being like, oh, the characters on It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia are very problematic. It's like, that's the fucking point.
Yeah, exactly. They're not good people. The only one of them who is semi-decent in certain shades is Dee. Everyone else is a...
No, Dee's a fucking horrible person.
Well, I know she's a horrible person,
Charlie's
but
the
there's...
only one that's decent. He's just stupid.
But what about the stoner communities? Like Scooby-Doo influenced a lot of people into smoking weed. I mean,
Yeah.
say it like that, you know.
Gosh, zoinks,
Yeah,
Scoob.
well, that's a good thing, not a bad thing. So.
Looks like somebody's baking a cake. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Of course, the whole thing, that they said that there's a dynamic to Scooby-Doo. 2 stoners, a jock, a priss, and a bookish lesbian. To which my response is, that's actually not that inaccurate. Except I think Velma is a bookish bisexual, because there's been certain series where she's been interested in Shaggy and all that. And also there's a funny thing about...
I'm gonna go say the latest season of Scooby-Doo.
It's weird.
Just get rid of it, take it out of the universe, whatever it is.
Well,
Because
it's super weird.
It's like a full-on love story between Velma and Fred, and it's like they go on a date, and then Velma doesn't want anything to do with Fred no more, and Ved's all heartbroken the whole time. It's like, what is going on here? It's like,
You
I
see,
don't know, man.
Scooby-Doo, there was one that came out, Scooby-Doo Mystery Incorporated, I believe it was.
I'm not sure
Where
exactly
actually
the
it was,
name of
it
No,
was really
they're
good.
an official company. They
Yep.
pay their taxes
Yep.
annually.
I guess, I don't know.
Annually or
You just see
quarterly.
him
the name of the
open
show?
up the door to the fan and read papers.
Yeah,
What is
I like
this?
I like the idea Shaggy is the accountant.
I could see a constable
Like,
ordering the
Zoink
papers.
Scoob,
There's so many.
I don't think that this matches up very well with your taxes. The IRS is going to take a big bite out of our butts.
We spent our $2 million loan on Scooby snacks.
Listen,
Seems like
all
a
they was
proper
trying to
investment.
get high. That's all they was trying to do.
Daphne's
I was
like,
gonna clean
well,
my
you
room,
see here.
And then I got high.
It looks like we didn't
I like
pay
how the actual movie
Yeah, that's
actually
what happens.
looks like they're
They-
smoking in that
they end
van,
up,
but then they're
they
grilling.
leave
Yeah.
the private investigation business to start a marijuana. That's how. the
You
show
know
is.
what? I would not be against that. Actually,
It's
that's why I
totally.
loved,
They're switching over to vertical farming for
actually,
marijuana.
did you all see? Y'all have seen Jay and Silent Bob Strike Back, right?
Mhm.
Okay, the Scooby Doo crew that's in
Yeah.
that. I swear, if that I think because Jay and Silent Bob's were the only ones who passed out whenever they were smoking weed. All the rest of them were just like, I think they passed out. Great. What are we gonna do with them now? I think all the rest of them were had been stoned enough to where it didn't affect them that much. Whereas Jay and Silent Bob, they smoked so much they passed out. So I was just like, yeah, especially if they were hotboxing in that van.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Well, it's called. They probably couldn't breathe.
Well, hotboxing.
Oh, they had like a whole little growing project going on in the back there. Probably like a fucking UV lamps and stuff. made
Yeah,
up and
I
set
guarantee
on side.
you, Fred was just driving all the time. He was just like, "How's the growing going, Scoob?" And Scooby's just like, "Growing good, Fred." It's like, hey, Shaggy, no sampling the goods. Like, oh come on, man, how are we gonna know it's good?
The whole private investigation thing is just a front. They're actually smuggling marijuana.
That's
across
another
state
thing.
lines and
That's
stuff.
another theory. It's like, are they secretly spread? Is that why people are seeing ghosts? Is that why people are seeing monsters and everything? It's like, no, that's just a coincidence. Oh. And then I guarantee after the whole thing is over, they're just like, want some weed?
Yeah, they're just.
Oh,
it's just to supply the towns.
There's a comedian I watched one time. He had like a little Scooby-Doo segment. He says his grandma tried to argue with him. No, they're not stoners. That's just how they are. He's like, Grandma, come on. And he goes, if you sit there and look at your dog and go, hey dog, you know I sure could go for a pizza right now, man. And your dog looks back at you and goes, yeah.
Yeah, you're high.
You're high.
You're high. No doubt about it. Actually, I remember
they're not even concerned about the monsters.
It is amazing how many times the gang, I don't know, they've interacted with police to turn in all these criminals, and not one time a cop is like, hey, you mind if we can take a look in your van? Oh, look, no, we gotta go, sorry. Got another investigation to get to.
Look out, Scoob!
Actually, I remember one time, okay, this is a little bit, actually, this is on topic enough. There was a Robot Chicken episode where Scooby and the gang went up against Jason Voorhees.
Oh, no.
It was hilarious.
I vaguely remember that.
Because
I can't remember exactly what happened.
They were sitting there, it was Fred and Daphne were sitting in this cabin, and all of a sudden, Fred leans up against, or Daphne leans up against the wall and falls in. It's like, and she goes, holy crap, this must be Jason's hideout. I should tell the guys about this. And Fred falls down too, and Fred's just like, wow, this must be Jason's hideout. I gotta tell everyone else. And then all of a sudden Daphne's just like, Fred, honestly, that ascot makes you look gay. Stop. And to which Fred's like, aw. And then Jason chases after Scooby and Shaggy, and they do the whole, jars where they pop out of the jars, pop out of one jar, pop out of another. Jason gets sick of this shit and just starts stabbing. He kills Shaggy.
Oh no!
You just see blood pulling out of it.
All you hear is just zoinks, yoink. I'm like, holy hell! Why? And then at the end of it, even Scooby bites the dust. You just see Scooby's head on a spike, and then all of a sudden you just hear in the distance an ethereal
like a haunting of Scooby-Doo.
I guess. Everyone died except for Velma.
Oh god.
I just couldn't stop myself from laughing. Because it's so messed up.
I love some old school Scooby-Doo. It was a fun show.
Actually,
I actually like the live-action movie pretty good, too. The first one. The Tiki Island one. I mean, the CG
movies
was trash.
I thought both movies were okay.
Listen, I like the thing where
those films?
I like when they're doing that sacrifice thing with Scooby. That's my favorite part in the movie. Yeah. I love that.
Yeah. Actually, I remember, oh gosh, there was going back and watching those films is surreal now, because you think about Sarah Michelle Gellar and Freddie Prinze Jr. and how popular they were back then and how dead their careers are now. And then you see people who are actually in those movies back then who got even more popular. And I'm like, because, what's her name? Isla Fisher from, y'all saw Wedding Crashers, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, the crazy redheaded chick.
Yep.
She was in the first Scooby-Doo. She was the one that was the girl that was interested in Shaggy.
Man, I mean, every redhead's crazy.
No, she was blonde.
The one that was on the island, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I
She was
remember.
blonde that was crazy about Shaggy.
And ended up being bad?
No, and
was she bad? Yeah, she
ended up being bad, but she was possessed, turned out.
Uh-huh.
And, it's just, it was weird looking back at that, because I'm like, Isla Fisher, wow. And to think, she's married to Sacha Baron Cohen now.
I mean, Rowan Atkins even was in it.
Rowan Atkinson as well. Yeah, he was in it.
I love Rowan Atkins.
Yeah.
I just, from the movies,
much of anything
Mr.
anymore.
Bean, man.
From those movies, I just remember a really crappy CG Scooby.
Yeah.
Terrible
The
CG.
CG was not good, but I don't think that was really took away from the premise. It was a goofy, funny, for kids movie.
It worked for kids.
It was actually entertaining.
Listen, nothing is ever for kids. It's for me, too.
Well, it's only when
Don't
you
say
look
children.
into all the
Cartoons are not
subtext
for
of
kids. Jeez.
You're right. Cartoons are not for
okay. I would say that argument is valid in certain ways. However,
it's for everyone.
There are certain things.
Now, there is movies for adults.
Above the age of 5 years old is going to enjoy very much.
This is true. Considering the YouTube videos that my nephew watches, I watch that. I want to blow my brains out with a double-barrel shotgun. I want to Kurt Cobain my ass.
Listen, I can listen to Baby Shark. I can listen to everything.
Yeah, what exactly is the what's
Somebody
the premise
saying
behind
Baby
the
Shark.
Teletubbies? I need to know.
I'm just kidding. Don't do it.
That's a good example. Teletubbies. I hate Teletubbies.
Do you know that now that Teletubbies have a little Teletubby baby one now?
I don't care.
Okay.
Because I don't
How was it
watch
not for babies before?
Listen, I used to love the Teletubbies
I
and the
never
little
did.
vacuum.
Did you know? Did you know?
I never wanted to. I wanted to blow their TV screens out with a fucking cannon. Because have you seen how big those puppets are?
He probably liked Barney when he was a kid.
Fuck Barney too.
But I will go say the
hate
whole
that purple
entire premise
dinosaur.
of Cartoon Network was based on cartoons for adults. And the reason for that was because he wanted to open up a channel that played cartoons all day instead of just on Saturday mornings. Well, he said, well, all of our demographic is kids, and kids are off out of school on Saturday mornings. And I don't know why, not Sunday mornings, but yeah,
Church
and the
NFL.
Yeah, I guess.
No, they didn't want to compete with the NFL.
Yeah, it doesn't play anything on Sundays.
Yeah,
Like,
you don't want to
it
compete with the NFL, dude.
That's gross.
But really, I mean, that was the kind of the whole premise of it, and then they finally found it, and it took off to be one of the larger channels. But if you notice, the cartoons that they choose on Cartoon Network wasn't little kid cartoons; they were more middle-aged, teenage level to adult level cartoons, including Toonami at midnight and stuff, which played a lot of anime. And
That's
There's
what I'm
some
saying.
violent-ass
There is
anime
no
on there, you know?
cartoons that's really
Well, dude,
for
I
kids.
remember
It's
when
for
Gundam
everyone.
Wing went uncut.
But there's
on midnight.
adult
Oh,
movies.
yeah.
That was awesome. Getting to see
Listen,
the blood
I can do
carrying
whatever I
cuffs and
want.
everything.
Kids can't do whatever they want.
me, you bastard!
And not only that, but also it
love
was
Gundam
hidden.
Wing.
It was hidden in the English dub when it first came out, but when they later went on, turns out Hiro was my favorite Gundam pilot because
Hiro
of his,
Yui.
Hiro Yui, exactly. And a lot of people, and they actually cut it out of the original broadcast, but they put it back in for the uncut one. Turns out Hiro was actually an atheist. And they actually cut out the part where he was talking to Trey's about God,
Yeah.
and Hiro just says, "I don't know if there is a God, but I don't believe in him."
So I don't understand that because I mean that was the character difference between two characters too.
Exactly.
Because the other one was really
Well, Trey's
pacifist.
wasn't overly religious, but he did believe.
Yeah, he was very so much. He was a pacifist as well, though.
Yes.
That's the thing. He didn't.
Well, he
believe
declared
about
himself a
anything.
pacifist, even though he wasn't.
But yeah, and I guess our show it didn't really take any of that into account.
No,
you
it
know.
didn't, and it was mentioned later on when Trey's and Hiro met back up again. Trey's asked Hiro, "Do you still believe?" Like knowing that the battle is ahead.
Well,
do you still
Hero
believe?
also tried to kill himself 3 times in the whole show. So
Well, yeah. Well, it just shows you how tough that bastard is.
he just jumped out of the side of that Gundam into the ocean. It was just like, I'm dead. Peace.
Yeah.
And then
And not only that,
then
but
he gets
also-
rescued every damn time. And it's
Also
like,
in the desert when he blew up Gundam Wing,
Yeah.
and then Troa picked his ass up out of the sand. It's just like, damn, Hiro.
he can't die. Like everything just keeps saving
He's like
him.
he's like a 15-year-old Japanese Terminator. He's just always coming for you. He's just,
One thing I didn't
God.
kind of understand is why did he sign up for university, and because like he didn't have to go blend in.
well,
That really wasn't part of the thing. I mean,
You want to know why? Relina.
sit there to sign up to school to kill her?
Yep.
Okay.
He had to infiltrate in order to really get close to her to find out what she knew. And he found out that she knew enough, he was actually going to kill her, but then based on feelings that he developed for her, he couldn't.
Yep.
And he actually saved her.
Even
there
though
was actually
she was
opportunity.
annoying as shit almost that whole show. Like,
Yeah.
I wish he would have shot her.
I will say this: I hated Relina in the beginning. I hated her because
she
of how
had a
annoying
big
she is.
good story.
Well,
arc
no,
at the
she
end, but-
eventually developed into a decent character.
Yeah.
But it took her kingdom nearly collapsing for that to happen. It's like, Jesus, woman, relent! It's over! And then all of a sudden she relents and becomes a senator, and it's just, or a governor. It's like, oh, now she's interesting. Now she's got some shit to, oh, the series is over. Fuck!
Do we have any more memes, Nick? Because it's already 7:30.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, we've been
Yeah, I think
talking
we
this
got like
long. I
20
was like,
minutes
whoa.
of this.
I just looked down. I was like, might as well get them
Time
over.
flies.
David's begging me to tell you about his fan fiction idea for Scooby-Doo meets the Renegades. I was like,
No! No!
That sounds actually pretty cool.
That's gonna be too much of it, man.
I had to see that door opening with a big ass dog coming through, going,
Yeah, a big ass Great Dane just like looking at us, and all of a
I
sudden we
want
hear him
one.
talk. Well, yeah, I would
I
too,
want
but
one.
they don't live that long.
Shaggy walking in with a big ass bag of
Yeah,
weed.
Great Danes don't live that long.
That's alright. I'll buy a new one each time.
Jesus!
Hey guys, you want Scooby snacks?
I like-
Shaggy, that's literally
I turned
just
too
weed.
fast.
That's literally.
I'll
just
make
weed,
sure that I'll
Shaggy.
stuff them.
That hurt a little
I'll
bit.
stuff them.
Chad would be like, fuck it, I'll eat some Scooby snacks.
Go for it. Go for it.
Hey, have you actually had Scooby snacks? They make them and they're graham crackers and they're super good. Just so
I
you
have
know.
not. Go for it, Nick. What's the next meme?
There is from Johnny Elson.
Will you move your head, please?
Awesome!
Thanks.
Everything is awesome.
The weirdest one in this
Here we
phenomenon of people calling the cops.
I actually saw this podcast.
Mm-hmm. They're in a boat, and there's whales next to the boat. And the guy driving the boat is like, "This is fucking amazing.
Yeah.
This is a once-in-a-lifetime experience."
They're not gonna turn the boat over.
You can't see them. You just hear people off camera. Because the camera's on the whale. Because the guy's recording the fucking whales. He's all excited. And this lady's like, "They're gonna tip the boat over. We're all gonna die." And they're all freaked out. He's like, "No, look." And he's, "Oh my god, that one's rolling over." And he fucking freaks out. He goes, "You guys, you gotta look at this. You're never gonna see anything like this again the rest of your life. Because they're intelligent. They're not gonna hurt us. They're not gonna do anything." And they're all freaking out. Lynn literally calls the cops. You can hear in the back of the phone, not
Yeah.
What are the cops gonna do?
There's some whales around the boat. They're gonna fuck the boat. And there's like some young dude going, "Dad, just drive. Dad, just get out of here. And you can tell the dad was so fucking disappointed in everybody in his life at that point in time.
Oh my god.
I mean, I get it.
I would. I'd take them motherfuckers overboard.
The whale is kind of scary, but the fact he just calls the cops, it's like, it just goes to show. It's like,
That's a total okay.
You know why whales go around boats like that? Because they're fishermen and they like to
I
eat.
gotta call the whale cop and I'll be safe.
Whale like literally.
Whale cops.
What are you
God
gonna do?
almighty.
Yeah.
Out of their
They're gonna
jurisdiction.
shoot at him from the beach.
Usually their job is very boring, and today, now they got something.
Yeah. Nah, these come out and go, "Man, these whales are in international water. This is outside."
It's outside of our group.
That's
Yeah,
freaking
Actually,
great.
I seen a thing on, I
Yeah.
don't know if it's Planet Earth or whatever, but they said the whales will actually come to the ships because the ships would be like fishing for, let's say, like shrimp.
They can
Big-ass
accidentally
net of shrimp.
tip your boat,
Those
but
whales
it's
can get
nothing.
that thing off there and have all that shrimp.
Nom, nom, nom,
hey,
nom.
pretty
Yeah.
easily. They do it
Well,
quite
yeah,
good.
Pretty fucking smart.
I mean, honestly,
Yeah,
they
that's-
might
well,
eat you
that's
if you're in the
why certain
water,
ones have little
but
sonar poppers
not on
that
purpose.
actually like pop. They make like a popping noise.
Mhm.
They actually keep them at bay. It
Yeah,
only
they
goes out
have
like
to
a good
keep
50
them away.
feet.
Yeah, but the
Yeah.
whales have never been aggressive toward boats.
No,
or anything.
no.
Yeah,
Well, the only time I've seen a boat get like any kind of hurt by a whale
Yeah.
was that one. It was a little canoe up in Alaska where these people were kayaking, and this big blue whale just breaches and then rolls and lands right on top of the canoe.
Moby
The
Dick.
people were okay.
Moby Dick.
Well, no, that's a big old friggin' sperm whale.
Yep.
That's a massive motherfucker.
It doesn't matter. They're still sweet. I
well,
love
whales are
the
gentle
sound
giants.
of whales. Like
Well,
that is the
underwater,
most
yeah.
beautiful sound I've
go.
ever.
Well, that's them.
And they can do it from miles away. Is
Technically,
a,
that's them singing.
That door.
That's them singing to 'em.
yeah, and it's like miles. It goes on for miles.
Dory.
It's so
Yeah,
cool.
it's sonar.
Yeah.
It's effectively a sonar that they've evolved over
Escape.
time. It's a lot like bats with their
It's beautiful.
echolocation.
Yeah.
You see, bats they make the little. Yeah, it's like little itty bitty noises that we can hear.
I can actually hear them. Yeah,
I can too. I can make out the sound. But same thing with whales. They do that because of sonar and also for communication. If they get a return that'll have something in it that they want to say back, then they'll send out another one. They'll send out another sound through the waves.
It's kind of like the giant on God of War, but the world serpent. He goes.
Yeah, well, he's speaking the old tongue.
Yeah.
Get
Like a whale.
That's the most metal snake I've ever known in my entire life. That's a metal snake.
Better battle snake.
Ah, I was hoping you were going to go there. Yes.
the end.
Metalocalypse, bitch.
Fucking
Hell
comes
yeah.
and takes out the
Yeah, I was hoping the
giant
serpent
dog.
would just like fuck.
That
What's
thing
his
was
face?
fucking cool.
Boulder.
That thing
Just
moves
like-
way faster than you would think it would.
Yeah.
So, overall, man, I like whales. Don't scare me. They
Dolphins
they
are more
actually,
dangerous than whales. Though.
Yeah, they are. Dolphins
Yeah.
are way more dangerous. Dolphins, they punch you.
Yeah.
They punch.
They
the shit out of
freaking
you.
They're
beat
like
up
60
sharks.
miles an
What do you
hour.
expect?
Well,
I mean, they seriously,
the
they
only
can
time
beat a shark.
Dolphins are nice around people is whenever they give them food.
Mm-hmm.
That's it.
They're social creatures,
Or
very much,
trained.
but when they try to play with you, it ends up about killing you.
Yeah.
There's been people killed by them before. They
Yeah.
said that's usually what it is, and they're territorial too. They get attached to a person like while they're feeding them, and another dolphin comes, they will actually try to like carry you into the water, knock you into the water, and they get aggressive and attack everything around them. So dolphins, as cool as they are in a controlled environment, it's one thing, but like out in the wild,
no.
they're not something you want to go swim with.
No. I've
Look at
pet
it like
dolphins.
this.
Yeah, you can pet them all
I've
day.
had a dolphin
but
at
don't get in
SeaWorld.
the
That was
water
cool.
with it.
Look
Yeah, I
at
had a
it.
dolphin at SeaWorld. It was
The
cool.
land is our turf. The ocean's theirs.
Exactly.
Leave it to
Yeah,
them.
I
It's their
don't
turn.
pretend like I'm some sort of ocean. I'm not ocean master. I'm not Aquaman.
Me neither.
I'm not gonna go out there with a trident and just be like, I am the master of the sea. All of a sudden, I get a porpoise nose up my
it's
ass.
like
I'm
a-
like,
Yeah, it's like a jellyfish. They say, oh, well, the clear ones won't sting you, but the ones that have pink or red in it will. I'm not going to try either
No,
one
bullshit.
of them. I'm
The-
not
the
trying
clear
either
ones
one
do
of them.
sting you.
Yeah, exactly. I've
like,
had some issues with that.
one of the
Like,
most dangerous animals in the world is a man-o-war.
Man-o-war, yeah.
And the clear man-o-wars are not. You're not able to see them in
Are
the
them
water.
the ugly things?
No, they're massive.
No, they're huge.
Like, I know,
and
but they're
clear.
ugly. They're like
Actually,
they have a
the
round
most
head.
deadly jellyfish, though, is just the size of your thumbnail.
No, I'm saying, dude. I mean, man-o-wars can be clear.
They're the
They can
ones
be
with
clear,
like
and they're
a
dangerous.
circular
Like,
head.
A sting will kill you.
That-
Something the size of your thumbnail fucking killing you.
Yeah. Well, yeah. I mean, it's
Wait, what?
It's like a dark
there's
frog.
a thumbnail-sized jellyfish that's out there that can kill
And
you.
the
Rip.
box jellyfish is very lethal.
That's-
I
Yeah,
don't
the
want
box
no
jellyfish.
jellyfish.
Basically,
That's
yeah,
scary.
it pretty much like it's got neurotoxins that pretty much shut down like your muscles.
Yeah.
Well,
and stuff,
imagine
right?
some-
And if you just so happen miraculously to survive the sting and the effect of the neurotoxin, the drowning will kill you.
Well, like even if you're pulled up to the beach, like it'll cause your lungs not to be able to
That's big.
take it in.
Oh,
That
wow.
thing can kill you.
Ugh, it looks like a spider. Get out of
Well,
here.
Where are those native from?
It's a
Like,
water
where are they-
spider.
Australia, probably.
Australia.
I don't want to get in the water anywhere where that thing exists.
Everything that's
Probably
deadly
near
is in
Japan and
Australia.
stuff. I think it's near the other side of it.
Australia's pretty much
Yeah,
God's
Australia.
dumping ground for all
Australia?
the deadly shit.
Okay, cool. I'm
It has
not.
something called Irukandji syndrome. It's produced by a small amount of venom and induces excruciating muscle cramps in the arms and legs, severe pain in the back and kidneys, a burning sensation.
Ew,
of the skin,
imagine
face,
that.
headaches, nausea, restlessness,
You would literally like
vomiting,
cripple up.
increase in heart rate and blood pressure, and psychological phenomena such as feeling of impending doom.
I think
Syndrome is in part caused by release of catecholamines.
Satan, is that you?
Venom can
Satan?
contain sodium
More like one of
channel
Satan's
I
testicles.
think I heard something. I don't know if it was if that particular jellyfish, but it was like an Australian soldier or an Australian officer or whatever had gotten stung by one, and the pain was so bad he fucking shot himself. Just to.
I've heard about that.
Yeah.
Also, Australia is the only country that has lost a senator to just disappearing in the ocean. He just walked out onto the beach and he never came back.
Damn.
And a lot of people say probably a shark got him, probably a jellyfish got him, probably something else got him. There's so much shit in Australia that can kill you.
Here's one.
Yeah, it's pretty
one of my
gross.
Other favorite terrifying Australian animals, marine animals. which
Oh
is
God!
stonefish.
Oh God, dude, the stonefish. That shit.
Oh, that's
Basically,
awesome.
They camouflage themselves on the bottom, but if you go in the ocean barefoot, like they can be in shallow water, and they have spines all along the top of their back.
You're
So
dead.
if you step on one, they don't kill you. They're not lethal.
Oh, that's right.
But they
No,
say
these
the
things.
pain from them can last for days and is some of the most excruciating pain you can ever experience.
So they're venomous, though.
Yeah, very venomous.
It's highly potent venom that
Well,
will put you in extreme
I
pain
would-
for days on end, and there's no antivenom for it.
The only thing you can really do is pump yourself with morphine to
They
stop
say,
it.
people
I'll
have
try
asked for
sucking it
morphine
out.
and
That's
then
what I do.
like,
I'm like, I
the
don't care if
morphine's
it's on my
not helping,
foot. I'll be like, suck it.
People have straight up requested amputations to the affected limbs from it.
Yeah, I've heard about that.
I mean, that was what I was saying when
Put
I was
me in a
kid. I
coma.
got stung by that caterpillar. I was like, just cut my hand off, but
No.
that was just me as a kid being a bitch.
That is a good point. Yeah, I just put somebody into a
Nick
medically
being a
induced
bitch?
coma.
Nah.
All right, next meme.
All right, this is from Joey. This is dirty jokes and TV shows you missed as a kid.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, I
This
love
mini lad-
these.
These are some of the dirtiest
Yep.
jokes and TV shows
I love
that
Mini
you
Lad.
missed as a kid. Now, if you guys haven't seen the first episode of this, I'll leave a link in the description. Don't worry, they're not related or anything. After this video is done, go over there and check it out because there's a whole bunch
God,
more.
he is
But you guys
white.
really seem to like the last video I did of this. So,
Yeah.
So white, he's
Other
red.
ruins of childhood.
That hat is like
Let's do this.
overexposed.
You already know he gets sunburnt fast.
Just a little more, dear.
I remember that. I knew exactly what they were doing.
Oh, no. Oh, no.
Oh, Timmy, we're taking Dr. Bill's.
Do they use a lot of paper towels, spend too much time alone in their rooms, and say, "Don't bother me"?
No!
I just now noticed that.
Not Timmy! Don't ruin Fairly Odd Parents! Call Wanda too pure for this earth. Well, call us
Wanda!
because I don't
Wanda!
feel like
What
he
is he
knows
doing
where
with those
is.
paper
But that's
towels?
okay. You know, I feel like we're all a little bit like that. If you're young, random tip of advice. You may look at someone older and go, wow, they probably have their life together. They have, they may have like a mortgage, and they do their taxes, and they have their life together.
No.
Spoiler alert, no one has their life together. We're
No
all
one.
just following through life together. Hopefully something will stick. Doesn't matter if you're 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70. You still have no idea what's going on. You just figure it out as you go. SpongeBob, no. My pride and joy.
No, Gary, this isn't the bathtub.
Oh.
I know.
No.
What you got next?
People, okay, we'll have to watch that. We'll have to react to that.
Alright, you want the next one?
Next, how many more do we got?
Just one.
Okay.
Sarge says it's a bit of a trailer.
This will probably be the last one that we do. Well, we're gonna get flagged. Here's the thing about doing anime stuff. Even the reactions we do, which are edited, still get flagged every now and again. Yeah, this is the first one that was specifically related to firefighters, whereas Fire Force, I think, is very interesting. Studio Trigger. Hell yeah.
That looks really cool. What is this? Something?
Promare.
That's cool.
Yeah, I couldn't remember what this was called. I saw it.
It looks cute.
Reminds me a lot of Common.
Yeah, well, it's Studio Trigger. It's the same people that did Gurren Lagann before they formed Studio Trigger. Studio Trigger actually spawned out. I think it was Madhouse that made that. And a lot of people from that certain wing of Madhouse sprung off and started Studio Trigger. And Studio Trigger did what was it? The supposed savior of anime. Kill la Kill. Studio Trigger did Kill la Kill.
Still need to watch that.
Which is a ridiculous anime, including such classic lines as "Nudesto, bitch."
Never saw it, but
It's on
sounds
Netflix, I
interesting.
think. Right? Is it still on Netflix? Or
I
is contract
don't think
expired?
so. If it might be on Hulu.
The females' costumes in that show are problematic.
So are the guys. You don't hear me complaining. Jesus. Yeah,
Actually,
half the
people
guys in that
complain
show
about
are butt naked the entire show. What are you talking about?
You seen
Fucking
Spartacus?
equality, man.
Yeah, exactly. Spartacus.
Exactly.
They show
There's
dick
a-
dangling around and just like I guarantee you, people see that they're just like the women
there are
in the
a
show are
couple-
treated so terribly. I'm like, yeah, because historically, guess what? They were.
Yeah, there are a couple pretty serious sex scenes in Spartacus.
No,
You
it's Spartacus.
ain't kidding.
There's a lot of,
Oh, I'm not talking about Spartacus. That's not about.
Kill a kill.
castration and
Yeah.
Oh yeah! Oh my god!
yeah.
Oh, thank you for that.
It was a
fucking
brutal
video.
ass show, man. Like, I'm not gonna lie, I've never been so pissed at any show in my fucking life until since Spartacus. Like,
Well, I mean, it was history,
yeah.
so.
No, I mean, I love Spartacus.
No,
It was
no.
awesome.
Actually,
Yeah,
I met
it's-
the guy who played Glaber. You remember
Did
the
you?
guy that separated Spartacus from his wife?
Yeah.
I met him. Craig, his name's Craig, and he's a very nice guy. And I did an interview with him. It never saw the
shit.
light of day because it was while I was with a previous individual who kind of hamstrung and just like jackbooted the footage and didn't tell me about it, and I've never gotten it back from him. But anyway, And I was sitting there, and we talked about how life was in New Zealand and how life was on Spartacus, and also after Andy Whitfield passed away, the guy who played Spartacus in the first season. Yeah, when he passed away, it was a very sad moment. And then Liam Cunningham, I think's the guy's name, who came in to replace him, and how good of a job Liam did, and also how sweet of a person Liam is. And then we talked about the season 2 finale. When he died, Katrina Law died, Peter Mensah died, and it's just like everybody's dying. Like, oh God! It's like you turn a new page. It's like, oh, death! Oh God! Oh, stop it! Oh God! It's over! Oh, it's not over! Good Lord! And then
I was mad as hell. Like, to be honest, like when I watched the first season, at the end of it, not gonna spoil anything, an event happened. I was so fucking mad that I didn't even watch any more of it for like 6 months.
I think I know the one you're talking about.
6 months, and then I finally went back and started watching it, and I'm glad I did. It was pretty good. But damn, dude, that's. Ooh, I was pissed. Game of Thrones didn't piss me off at all. This one pissed me off.
Actually, Game of Thrones did make me upset.
Watching halfway through when a thing happened.
It wasn't even halfway through. It was like
no, it was like 4 or 5 episodes into it.
I know the part too.
I'm not watching a comic a kill right now because I'm salty at it as well.
Oh, that's right, because of yeah, I'm not gonna get
stuff that happens to that.
Yeah, something happens. There was one that there's been several that I've been pissed. Actually, there was one I was interested in the anime and I thought it was gonna go somewhere, and I'm like, oh wow, this character got this. So what's gonna happen next? Next episode, they die, and I'm like, what? Huh? And I'm like, okay, are you just trying to be subversive? Turns out, no. Turns out they cut out, like, 4 arcs worth of storyline just so they could open and close the story in 13 episodes. I'm like,
damn.
Oh, yeah, what was that anime that we watched?
What?
That we did some reaction videos to?
Oh, that was Genlock.
Dude, did they make any more of them?
Season 2 is in
yeah,
production,
Ooh.
but it's not.
I love that.
There's nothing
it was
guaranteed
actually really
right now.
good.
There's nothing guaranteed right now.
Surely they got the funding to.
Well, they got the funding because Michael B. Jordan
Dude, the
wants to do
ending
it.
was
Also
a
plays on
shit,
Cartoon
though.
Network.
Yeah, Michael B. Jordan wants to do it. Now that Toonami is broadcasting it, Cartoon Network has some production rights to it, and they're going to provide money for it. But the big problem with it is Rooster Teeth's animation studios being embroiled in the
It's
whole...
only on Rooster Teeth, right?
No, it's on Toonami. And it's on, I think it's on Cartoon Network now, too.
Oh, shit.
Yeah,
Cartoon
I didn't
Network
know
and
that.
Tsunami, and they're both owned by
Oh,
Time
yeah, I
Warner,
forget about that.
Yeah, but overall, for me, I'm worried that since Gray has effectively been relieved from his position as head of Rooster Teeth Animation Studios because of the crunch time allegations and also his domineering, as a lot of people called it, a domineering presence that was very stressful to work
I've actually
under.
been to the Cartoon Network station in Atlanta.
Yeah, I've been there too, dude.
Yeah,
it's
pretty cool. They got all kinds of cool stuff.
Oh, dude, yeah, you walk down there, it's like a hallway of my memories. I'm like, wow, dude, this is the shit. But overall, I'm hoping that Genlock gets a season 2 and gets it fast.
Definitely.
But
really
I don't know.
Yeah, I'd say that would take a lot of time because
well, but now that they've got backing from Cartoon Network, I guarantee you they're going to have help from from Cartoon Network owns animation studios in South Korea that do work for them. I guarantee you they're going to pass off some of the grunt work off to those South Korean studios so that they can get the work done faster.
Oh yeah.
It's the same thing that happened with. I know it's a show that I've grown salty about over the last few years, and Nick doesn't like it all. Steven Universe. They actually had to streamline production because the cost of producing it solely here in the States was too much. So they purchased.
Koreans just got that. Average Korean APM's like 220. The average American APM is like 120.
Yeah.
So when you get on the DAS or 3ds Max or Maya, and the
Dude,
Koreans
I'm
like
fucking
boom,
slow.
boom.
Well,
fast to that
it's
shit.
because from childhood, there are people who specialize in it.
Mm-hmm.
There are people who specialize in it all the way from childhood.
Yeah.
And if we had that shit in school,
well, the thing is, we grow up in a digital media age like that now, but everybody wastes their time playing games instead of creating games. And if you was to put as much time into learning Unreal Engine as you would put into making a big level of Minecraft, guess what? You would master that engine and have a job. That's
True.
about it.
Fair
Same
enough.
thing with Maya and stuff like that.
Fair
And that's actually what I do a lot of times. Like sometimes if I feel like I'm spending way too much playing a game that I waste time, I'm like, I really need to just hit some tutorials. You know, I need to get on YouTube, start knocking out a bunch of tutorials on After Effects and stuff like that, and actually increasing my value. You know, because the more you can do on stuff like that, the more valuable you are on set. You know.
Honestly, nowadays I don't want a job in the game industry though, because there's too many production studios that basically fuck over your entire artistic.
But money is a thing though. Getting paid a good, valuable job like in CG.
And a lot of times you're getting paid like $40K a year
which
to
is
work
which
like
is
90 hours a week.
Which is why I have a broad vision. That's why I have a broad vision for what we're doing here, for what we have here, and what we. I don't want to be like Rooster Teeth entirely. I want to be able to produce films and series that actually stand the test of time. Because as much as I love Day 5, its lastability is very limited.
I've only watched like the first season of that, and I kind of just fell off it.
Exactly, its lastability is terrible.
Yeah.
And as much as I liked the concept of Laser Team,
that worked for the first one. I saw the second one. It just didn't have the charm as the first one.
No, the charm is what carried the first one through.
Yeah.
The second one had better special effects and a better story, but it's just the charm of it was gone.
Yeah.
The allure of it was gone because it took them too long to produce it, and
there wasn't as much push on it. It kind of just came out.
It came out. It's because YouTube streamlined it and wanted it on their platform, just their platform. They didn't want anything else. And YouTube, here's the thing about YouTube, trying to do premium series and everything. If YouTube comes by and sees the remnants and wants to do a premium series buy on it, I'm all for it. But at the same time, I want to be able to do my vision of it, and I want to have your all's vision thrown in on it as well, because I know that you all are ultra creative and you can come up with some interesting stuff. But at the same time, I know there's going to be pikers at YouTube who are just going to be like, this is the formula that works. We like formulas. Do the formula that works. To which I'm just like, okay, has that worked for you since? That'd be my question. I'm like,
no,
okay,
but it works
y'all hit.
sometimes.
I was like, okay, y'all had a hit with Cobra Kai.
I did not like that show at all.
Well, but it doesn't.
I like the Karate Kid. I just thought that show had the worst actors I'd ever seen.
Some of the worst actors, yeah. I will give it that. Which. Yeah, fair enough.
It just felt really, really
well, the
cheap,
second season is a lot better. Second season's acting is a lot better. I will say that.
I watched 2 episodes, and
if you could stomach through halfway through the first season and finish it up, because the first 3 or 4 episodes were rough for me.
Okay.
But once I got past that, dude, it was smooth. Smooth sailing after that, and plus, season 2 has some pretty heartfelt shit in it, and some pretty bold questions that I didn't expect Karate Kid to go. It's like something in the world of the Karate Kid to go with. I'm like, oh wait, you're going with this? Damn. Holy hell, that's deep. That's dark too.
You mean deeper than Wax On, Wax Off?
Kind of, yeah, way deeper, man.
Yeah, I actually love the original Karate Kid.
Oh yeah.
Didn't like 2 or 3.
2 had potential. 3 was an abortion.
Yep.
I'm not gonna lie.
And the remake with Jackie Chan, I actually like that one too.
Although they should have called it the Kung Fu Kid.
Yeah, that would have made more sense. Yeah.
Because China does not have karate.
Yep. Exactly.
It's definitely not.
It was not it.
Chinese martial arts.
It is Jackie Chan. Not Jet Li. Actually, I don't know. Is Jet Li Japanese?
No, Jet Li's Chinese.
Okay, never mind. I'm sorry.
If anything, I would have hired I would have got someone like Hiroyuki Sanada, who is a extremely talented martial artist. He's a karate expert, and I would have had him pretty much be the instructor. But if they had it set in Japan, but where it's set in China,
I believe though, they named it obviously Karate Kid because the rights, and 2, people's gonna watch it because it has a name already and stuff. But I think that movie stands well on its own as its own really good movie.
It does. Well,
Jackie Chan played a really serious role in that movie too.
I thought he was awesome.
He wasn't a goofy, silly role either. He was actually pretty serious, and I thought it was pretty cool.
To me, the first Jackie Chan experience I had was Rumble in the Bronx. That was my first big Jackie Chan movie I ever watched, and I gotta be honest, man. Like some of the stuff that he pulled off in that is amazing, and the fact that was his first big exposure here in the States that got him over. That's what got him. That's what caused the rocket to launch with Jackie Chan, and that's a lot of people started pulling up, oh, do we still have rights to any of the old Jackie Chan films? Okay, let's recut these and let's release them American. Yeah. And that's what they did with First Strike. That's what they did with Police Story. Hell, they even
High Noon.
Huh?
High Noon.
Yeah, well, High Noon was an entirely new property. I'm talking like the films that he made before Rumble in the Bronx that they later went back and recut and re-released.
Gotcha.
Just market on Jackie Chan's popularity. They even redid The Big Brawl, which was one of Jackie Chan's first films here in the States, made all the way back in 1980. Yeah. That was 5 years before Police. Everyone thinks, oh, Police Story is Jackie Chan's first film. No, The Big Brawl was. He came over here under the allure of Robert Klaus, the same guy that directed Return of the Dragon. Mm-hmm. And he thought, hey, let's tell a quirky 1930s gangster story that has Jackie Chan thrown in the middle of it, and he beats up the gangsters. And it was good. I mean, the action in it was really good. And also, I love the fact that there was a scene that had a bunch of old school professional wrestlers from like the 1960s and 70s, like Ed Wahoo McDaniel, one of my favorite wrestlers of all time. And also had Dwayne The Rock Johnson's dad as well. It had The Rock.
His dad was a wrestler?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, Rocky Johnson, dude. Rocky Johnson, the Black Canadian. Yeah, he was from Nova Scotia. He was a Black Canadian, and he did great, man. He was really good. He was really big, but he never won a big championship in his time. But he was in that movie, and so were a bunch of other like really big name wrestlers back in the day. And going back and watching it, it's so surreal because it's like, did Jackie Chan just kick Wahoo McDaniels in the face? He just kicked Wahoo in the face. That's amazing. It is 8:05. Yeah, it is about that time.
I'm getting hangry.
Oh, you too.
So somebody better feed me.
You too, huh? All right.
Yeah.
How about a microphone? They're delicious.
Yeah.
Fucking, what's his name from Charlie and the Chocolate Factory?
Oh, Augustus?
Oh, I think it's like his father or whatever, but like he just fucking straight up eats a microphone.
Yeah, Augustus's dad, I remember that.
You could, but you probably won't be able to poop.
No, I said,
for about a week or two.
Yeah, it clog you up.
Yeah.
It clog you up.
What, a microphone?
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure that shit'll cut you up. all your insides.
No, it wouldn't cut you up. It'll just swell up.
With iron bowels, they can stand it.
Because this will probably swell up when wet. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Oh, this? Yeah. Oh, the foam? Dude, people have
eaten the foam, yeah. I was talking about the metal.
No. The girl that ate her mattress.
Yeah, I was about to say, have you not seen the Strange Addictions episode?
That is disgusting. Her dang mattress was almost gone.
But the only thing that I see...
woman, she's like from the ghetto and she eats mattresses.
Ed and Eddie, Eddie eating his mattress. Play that for us real quick. Y'all say that, and this is the only thing I see.
It's a real
play that for me.
Freaking eating mattress.
I'm sorry, Ed, but is this your... Good Lord, man!
She had to have like emergency surgery and everything too, or she was gonna die. They had to like have an intervention. We're here to talk about you. Too many mattresses.
Yeah.
That's like that chick,
I don't know.
That's like a chick who bites the corners off of
Cheryl, I don't know why.
Right here. This is what I see when you say a girl eating her mattress.
Yeah, you approach me, mortal, for I am the great Baron O Beef Dip.
Baron O Beef Dip.
Baron O Beef Dip? Do not perplex me. Obey my commands. Commands? Is there an echo in here? Quick, bend over. Look at me. Now eat your mattress.
Here we go.
Yum. Excuse me, Edgar. Is this your good Lord, man?
Hit the spot.
No.
It hurts.
Good Lord, man.
I want to see Disney make a live action out of that.
Well, they can't because Time
Cartoon
Warner.
Yeah.
Hurry up, it's getting away! Excuse me, Rolf.
What'd you do, Double D?
Never again will Rolf store house keys in his trouser pockets.
That's so funny.
Oh, God. It hurts so much because it's real. Because I've fallen on top of my house keys and they like jammed into my leg real hard. I'm like,
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
what-
God.
Lanyard nowadays.
Ready to call?
Yeah, ready to call it. So, ladies and gentlemen, we hope you have enjoyed what you have seen here. This was a bit of a podcast, I guess you could say.
Episode number
39.
39.
Getting very close to that year 1 year mark. 52.
50. Yeah.
Well, there were a couple that we missed because of technical issues and also computer issues.
Yeah, your motherboard just pooped doing it.
Yep. Yeah.
Pooped.
Which I'm actually having to buy another one because I don't have enough USB ports on that motherboard.
Hey, USB ports is something I'm running short of too. I'm like, oh,
Well, that's,
Yeah,
why
I have
that's why I'm having to buy this new one. And I'm going to sell that one.
I think I have like 12 or 14. And they're almost all being used.
being used.
They're all occupied. So,
Anywho,
anyway, ladies and gentlemen, thank you all very much for tuning in. And I guess until next time, signing off, I'm Nate.
Lavina.
Jacob.
I'm Roan.
I'm Nick.
And we will see you in the next one. Peace out.